Bomb King has 3 talents, the most popular of which, of course, is Royal Subjects. Everyone knows this is the meta for Bomb King, and it's a very, very fun talent. And then, of course, we also have Chain Reaction, which is also a pretty good talent if you want a high amount of burst damage, especially consistent damage versus tanks. It can be really good versus characters like Rom, Yagoroth, and Azan. But then we have the third talent, which is kind of the black sheep of the bunch. It's Accelerant, and it's by far his least popular talent. Although, at face value, it's not necessarily a terrible talent. It reduces the time it takes for Grumpy Bomb to explode by 40%. And when you pair it with a build that gives you good cooldown reduction, it can, at least in the early game, be a very useful tool for locking down kills, because it makes the stun happen faster. Guaranteed 800 damage, and yeah, it can help you secure those kills. The reason why you don't see this talent as much is because, well, Unbound exists, and this item will reduce the duration of crowd control effects by 75%, turning your 2-second stun into just half a second, which is not nearly as good. However, there is still merit in having a half a second interruption on an ability because it can cancel certain channeled effects, such as movement abilities, for example. And it also does 800 guaranteed damage if they actually get hit by the bomb, which is also quite nice. It's a little bit of extra damage, right? And maybe there's merit in using that as well. So today, we're going to see how Accelerant feels in 2024. Is it worth running over his other talents? I can already tell you from the get-go, probably not. But is it as bad of a playstyle as people might make it out to be? Well, we'll just have to see. And also, this is just an excuse for me to play with the new Prime Gaming skin, which is the last Prime Gaming skin that will be featured for Paladins. Prime Gaming is going away after this when it comes to Paladins. There will be no more Paladin skins on Prime Gaming, so this is the last one. And, well, it's a recolor of the Twitch King skin, which, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a walking advertisement for Prime Gaming, but I do think it's also a nice skin, because I like the color palette. It seems kind of sporty to me. I don't know if it gives anyone else those vibes. It's almost like, it almost gives me like footballer vibes, like some sort of like team color. I don't really know, but I do like it. I think it's bright. I think it's cheery. And, you know, walking advertisement aside, I mean, it's a lot less edgy than a lot of the skins we've gotten in the past year, and I can at least appreciate that. Because, yeah, we need more bright and cheery stuff in this game, and, yeah, it's kind of clean. And I like the sticky bombs as well. I think the sticky bombs and the Grumpy Bomb with this skin, they just look really nice. You know, they're very bright, and very well put together. And yeah, if you want to get this skin for yourself, all you have to do is just, if you have Amazon Prime, go over to Prime Gaming, and then search up Paladins, and yeah, you'll just be able to scroll down here, click on this, and then redeem it from here. And if you have trouble actually getting it into your account, like you redeem it here, and then it doesn't just show up in your game, right, and it's a few days later and it's still not in your game, then just submit a support ticket to Hi-Rez. That's actually what happened to me. I redeemed this on February 13th. I didn't get it for a few days, and so I submitted a support ticket. It was on the weekend, so I had to wait a little bit longer until Monday to actually get a response, but then when I did, very easy. Just got the skin in a matter of hours. It was a very quick, clean process. So, yeah, just do that if you're having trouble getting this skin, or pretty much any other Prime skin, really. Now here's the build we're running. We have Countdown at level 5 for maximum cooldown reduction of the Grumpy Bomb, and this is consistent cooldown reduction on the Grumpy Bomb. I could use Uncontrolled for actually even more cooldown reduction, but the reason I'm not is because I'd rather have it be consistent, because sometimes I'll need to throw multiple Grumpy Bombs before I end up actually getting a kill due to the way matches work, especially with shields and barriers and stuff getting in the way. So this is just my preferred cooldown reduction card here. Then we have standard stuff. We have Shock and Awe and King's New Cloak. These are very standard cards you'll find in most BK builds. We do have the option here of running Mad Bomber for consistent movement speed after using Grumpy Bomb, but it doesn't have as good uptime as Shock and Awe, and so I'd prefer using Shock and Awe here. The reason why it's so popular, even though it scales up to 11%, by the way, is because it stacks on itself. So if you hit multiple bombs within the same 3-second period of time, you'll actually get more than 11% movement speed. It'll double or even triple, and so it's actually a really good card. And then for our fillers, we have Reinforced Casing and Doomsday. I could be using a different card here in place of Doomsday, like Uncontrolled at level 1 or King's Court at level 1, but I figured I'd just try it out here. And then we also are not using Fallout in this build, which is the card that increases Grumpy Bomb's stun duration. I just don't think this card is worth it. It's 5 loadout points to increase the stun duration to 2.5 seconds, but By the time Unbound is in the picture, this isn't really making that much of a difference, and so I think it's much more worth it to run these other cards. Now, before we get into the gameplay, you might be wondering, Andrew, what's that on your head? That's not the normal headset you use. Why does it look so dilapidated and crummy? This is terrible. Well, I made a bit of a mistake. My headset broke, and it's very tragic, but it was also a very valuable lesson that I want to briefly share before we get into the gameplay. I had my headset on my computer stand, because I have my computer stand on my desk, and I just have it up here. I put it up there when I'm not using the headset, and somehow I was getting out of my chair, and the cord just kind of pulled. It got stuck on something, and the headset came tumbling down onto the floor. Which normally isn't a problem. It was never a problem with this headset, certainly. Also because it has a smaller cord. But this one, yeah, I have done that on occasion, very rarely, like once or twice, and it was fine. But this time, it absolutely just snapped. Right here, look at that. Completely disconnected. The only thing this is attached to is the wire. It still works. I can still listen to it, but I can't wear it anymore. And, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. It's just a cheap plastic connector here. The build quality of this headset isn't very good. I actually didn't even really notice that at the time I was buying it. I didn't notice it in the reviews, but there were actually a bunch of reviews also saying the same thing. I saw some other people with the exact same problem of it snapping right here. And so, yeah. $200 headset out the window. It's very tragic. So the lesson here is, A, be more careful with how you store your headphones, but B, make sure when you buy a headset, yeah, go for good audio quality, obviously. Go for good comfort, obviously. But also don't sacrifice the build quality. Because, yeah, this headset, it's a lot cheaper, and the sound quality isn't as good, but by golly, this metal connector would never snap the same way this did. So, yeah, that sucks. I'll be wearing this thing for a little bit until I can get a new headset. And, yeah, that's gonna be terrible. Alright, so here we are in a real match, and luckily for me, the enemies don't actually have any barriers at all, which is another barrier to playing this talent. Ba-dum! Yes! So, yeah, another reason why Accelerant is less popular than his other talents is because shields, like Fernando's, Barracks, etc., will get in the way and block this stun. But against the team that has fewer barriers, such as the enemy team comp, which just has a solo tank Torvald, it's a lot more reliable and dependable in terms of actually landing the stun. So that's exactly what we're looking for. So let's grab this, and let's just see if it can work. Or if we end up just really missing out on the mobility of royal subjects or the extra damage of chain reaction. Of course, chain reaction would be kind of hard to use here because, well, they have Torvald and he has a personal shield, and that's kind of a barrier to using chain reaction because you can't multi-stick on him. So, yeah, a bit interesting of a dynamic here. We're going to, of course, grab some Wrecker this game. He's already rushing Guardians, so I need to rush Wrecker in return and make sure we're busting down that shield. And yeah, let's see what we can do here. The skin is so bright. Honestly, I do like how bright it is, because it feels like a lot of the skins in the past year or so have been pretty grungy. And even though this is an absolute corporate shill for Amazon, at least they picked a good color scheme, right? Alright, so this should easily stun Torv there. He's got an envelop, but we can wait after it? Never mind, that lasted just long enough that I couldn't detonate and get the full damage. My bad. Alright, I'll get that over there. That's actually going to stun Willow, and it's going to kill her. Nice. One benefit of Accelerant, even when they buy Unbound, is that... Ooh, crap, I'm going to die. One benefit is that even though the stun won't last long once they max out Unbound, which they're already starting to do, it will still be a reliable 800 damage. So that is kind of nice. But, again, is it worth it over not having double Poppy Bomb or not having Chain Reaction? I still would say probably not. Let's blast you. I don't know why I missed that so horribly, but we can help take you out. Gonna get a Grumpy out there. Ooh, nice. He actually didn't get hooked into it because he died too fast, but look at that huge stun. We're going to take out all their supports here. I was actually going to throw the Poppy to see if I could do some damage through the envelop, but I didn't even need to. Maeve's just on it. Nice. But yeah, we are going to be a lot less mobile with this playstyle, which I've gotten so used to Royal Subjects and Double Poppy Bomb. It really is just the most fun playstyle for me as BK. I mean, I love mobility. As you guys know, I'm an Eevee main. I'm a BK main. I really, really enjoy mobility in this game, unless it's 7. So, yeah. Like, that talent was just a godsend. I'm still so grateful to the devs that they added it. It's so simple, but it's just so awesome. But there we go, that's a huge stun on Torvald. And, yeah, we are just going to keep on cruising this through here, I think. Oh, Leon. Let me get that stun back there. Maybe that'll hit Ray. Oop. I was going to try and get that Grok. It did hit Ray a little bit. I can do some more damage there. And I have another Grumpy Bomb because that cooldown reduction card, so we can just keep spamming them out. Oh, I didn't hit anybody, though, and I'm slowed, so let me back up for a sec. Keep letting Saris heal me. And... Alright, let me throw that stun up there. Ooh, I might die, though. Leon's all over me. Did I just kill myself? I just killed myself. Oh, God, that did a lot of damage. Whoops. Shouldn't have accidentally stuck the wall. What am I doing? Ooh, let's get some Wrecker. Let's head back out. This also really matches this mount, doesn't it? I mean, that blue is pretty spot on. It's a little bit off the tone, but it's almost identical. That's a lot better matching than a lot of other skins and mounts in this game. So, I'll take it. Alright, there's Grumpy. That should stun Torvald easily. Boom. And it actually stuns him off the point, so we push. Nice. I am actually getting some value out of this talent, more than I thought I would be. Part of that is, again, due to their comp, though. They don't have a real point tank. But, they do still have double support. They do still have Leon, which... I mean, Leon's kind of interesting. Apparently people think she's, like, meta overpowered this patch. Certainly I would say she's very good this patch, but, I'm seeing her, like, banned pretty much every match in Ranked, and I'm surprised by that. I have to wonder what you think about Leon in the comment section down below, because I am a fan of the idea of the buffs, and I'm still not entirely convinced that she's overpowered. But maybe you have a different perspective. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Leon. Is it just that maybe a lot of other DPS are weak in comparison and so this feels overpowered, or is it genuinely overpowered? Or maybe it's a console thing. Ah, stinking aim assist. No! I don't know. I'm probably missing at least some part of the picture here, because I'm getting a very different feel for this buff to what I'm seeing other people say. Alright, there's another stun on Torvald. I have to reload. But he does die to Makoa. Nice. Good job. Alright, let me throw this Grumpy back here. Maybe that hits Grok. No, it doesn't. Okay. That's why I'm relying on consistent cooldown reduction rather than elim cooldown reduction, because now I have another Grumpy back. I can just throw it above the wall like that. Oh, that actually landed right on the wall. Okay, whoops. Well, let's help kill Ray, and Makoa's going in for a hook. I'm just gonna tackle this Willow out of the sky. Anti-air BK. Boom. Easy peasy. Let's get a Grumpy up there. Never mind. Why did that fall? No. Okay. This is aggressive positioning. I should stop. I'm gonna put Grumpy there, just to zone that hallway for a second, and Saris gets me another heal. Perfect. Let me group up with the team so we can all get healed. And keep on spamming bombs here. Let's get Grumpy in that hall. That should stun Torvald. Into a hook. Now he's out of position, but our Makoa's dead. Okay. Let's maybe play it a bit more safe here, then. We do gotta group up. There's some damage up there. Ooh, she's low. There's a huge stick. Let's get Grumpy in there. Only hits the totem. Alright. Well, I got a plan. Oh, that was terrible. I got stuck. Can I try and make it up there? No, I just wasted that ult. Ah, man. The stinking collisions in this game sometimes just do not want to work in my favor, do they? I'm gonna die now. I'm so dead. Yeah, alright. Let's do more Wrecker, and let's do some Chronos now. Let's see if Chronos will help us out with these Grumpies. Get even more cooldown reduction on that. Makoa's dead again. I'm 14-3. Could certainly be doing worse, although I could certainly be doing better. I would be doing better if I didn't have that failure of an ultimate. I can't believe you have to witness that. That was terrible. Oh, they all just kind of ran from that. Oh, if I had another Grumpy right there, that would have been huge. Alright, nice kill on Willow. That was still a huge Saris ult nonetheless. We absolutely clobbered them. Shaolin getting a double, going in with an ult for the triple. Ooh, gets stolen by Maeve, though. Okay. Well, they're going to be coming back from spawn here in a second, so let me get a Grumpy Bomb ready. Just gonna throw it probably about now. Just right there. And... oh, no stun, but I forced her back into spawn. Let me pop her on the right now. All over this Ray. If I multi-stock her there, I would have killed her. But I didn't do that well enough. Ooh, huge! Capitalize off Makoa again. Huge. Oh, he got that Ghost Walk going, and we're probably gonna die here. Hello. Oh man, that didn't even stun her. Okay. Hi, Shaolin spamming, you are inspiring. Bro, it's just a lost point fight. What are you talking about? I feel like it's getting a bit heated. We don't have this, so yeah, we just don't get touch in time. Alright. It is what it is, it's okay. We're still 18-4 right now, but you'll notice the enemies are starting to get a lot of unbound now. Ray, Leon, and Grok still are holding out, but Torvald and Willow now have it maxed out, which means this stun is going to be a lot less effective versus them. I believe it is just by default a 2-second stun, but yeah, with Unbound, that goes down to just half a second. Still nice, still will interrupt them, still will do 800 damage, but is it really gonna be that good at that point? I don't know. Another thing to consider about this that actually I haven't even thought of up until this point is the DR split will affect Accelerant and actually make it a little bit more effective in some circumstances. If they max out armor plating, the damage from the Grumpy Bomb actually isn't going to be affected by that at all. And so consistent damage from the Grumpy Bomb might actually be a way to sort of avoid the penalties of that split a little bit, maybe? Again, though, is the opportunity cost of doing that maybe better than running just double poppy and just straight up having more mobility? Probably not, but it's another interesting quirk, I guess. That Grumpy was weird. Or that poppy was weird. I feel like I got more momentum out of that than normal. I don't know. Let's just go in. I'll throw Grumpy right here, and, well, she's not going to get stunned by that. She ran away. Throw some damage over at Torvald. Ooh, she's won. Nice kill. Let me go up here. I'm going to throw Grumpy right there. He's just gone. So is Maeve, though. Alright, I got an idea. As Makoa retreats, gonna go in with an ult. Here we go. And kablooey. There we go, we got her. Huge. Let's throw Grumpy there. Didn't stun anybody, I don't think. I just gotta go. Hopefully that Link doesn't kill me. Yep, we don't get killed through the wall, but I might just be dead here anyways. Get a heal for my Grumpy. Oh, and we just win. Alright, perfect. GG's. So embarrassing ultimate aside, that was a pretty reasonable match. But, yeah, I do miss that Double Poppy. I think Double Poppy is just such an overwhelmingly good talent. It's kind of funny, because to rework Royal Subjects, they wanted to rework Royal Subjects to make it not the mandatory talent, because old Royal Subjects increased the blast radius of his sticky bombs, and it was what you ran with BK, because it just made his damage so consistent. And by replacing that, to make it not the mandatory talent, they ended up making it the mandatory talent anyways, because Double Poppy is now just so good. But I feel like it's a much better mandatory talent because it's just so much fun. Whereas old Royal Subjects was just kind of cheap and cheesy. I feel like this, you know, new dynamic of Royal Subjects still being the meta talent is at least a lot better. And Accelerant, I mean, it is an interesting idea to run it. I'm not going to say the talent is totally useless. Is it Bomb King's worst talent? Yes, absolutely. But is it useless on the same level as something like Unnatural Persistence Yagharoth, or Eternal Azan, or Deep Roots Grover? Absolutely not. No, it's definitely a talent that gets hard countered by Unbound, a talent that gets hard countered by shields. But there is a little bit more merit to using it now, considering the DR splits, and I guess it's just something different if you want to shake up the strategy once in a while. It is a playstyle that exists, and if you just wanted to mess around with it in casuals, I'd say go for it. But, yeah, definitely still not the meta. BK is still just really good, though, at the end of the day, so, you know, as long as you're good at sticking, as long as you don't have ultimates that, aren't terrible, then, yeah, you'll probably end up doing just fine on this character. You just won't be as effective with this talent as you might be with some other talents versus more experienced players. But yeah, let me know what you think about this playstyle. Let me know what you think about the new Prime Gaming skin in the comments section down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.